عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال كان رجلان من بلي حي من قضاعة أسلم مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فاستشهد أحدهما وآخر أخر سنة. قال طلحة بن عبيد الله فرأيت المؤخر منهما أدخل الجنة قبل الشهيد فتعجبت لذلك فأصبحت وذكرت ذلك للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أو ذكر لرسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أليس قد صام بعده رمضان وصلى 6000 ركعة وكذا ركعة صلاة سنة. In this beautiful hadith this morning, it's great hadith to encourage us to keep praying, because usually that's inborn in us. When you do something, you are like kind of expecting the reward, and usually should be tangible, right? Something that you can feel it, something that and then you feel happy. That's normal. That's nothing bad. So, and we see that the Prophet ﷺ encouraged us to pray, to fast, to do this and that, and then he's mentioning the reward. Of course, the reward, that reward is a little bit, it's coming later on, not now. But even some now, there are some fruits of it. It comes now, but sometimes we are unaware or heedless or something like that. So in this beautiful hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, where Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu narrates, there's a two person of one clan came to Prophet ﷺ. So Bali al-Hayy, that's the name of the clan. They came to Prophet ﷺ and they embraced Islam. At the one and the same time, one of these was killed, is shaheed, murdered in the battle, and the other one, and the other one was, alive. So his friend basically killed. So then Talha ibn Ubaidullah radiallahu anhu says that he saw in his dream that the person who had died later was admitted into paradise before the murder. So it's like a one year and then second year. So the Talha was showing the dream. So the later one went to Jannah before the first one, and he was telling to the Prophet ﷺ his dream, and asking the Prophet ﷺ what is the reason. So then the Prophet ﷺ tell him that the the later person who died, he fasted one extra Ramadan, right? One extra Ramadan, and he has not, and he offered around 6,000 or odd rakats. So if you count like how many prayers and how many sajdas, how many rukus, and then if he prays like extra qiyam or so that's a couple thousand, So all this, basically is admitting him before the first one, because he did not have that Ramadan with him, did not have these thousands of the rakats or sujood or whatever. So that is why he was going before, before the shaheed. So this hadith is telling us what the reward is, and as we mentioned, I think we mentioned before, at each step to the mosque there is a reward. So right now, of course, we are not walking; our cars are walking. So even those tires are, going around, and the machine is working, the engine, everything. As inshallah, there is sawab, there is a reward for that as well. Like metaphorically translation to this, it will come a reward whatsoever. So we have to just do it and expecting, but in this case, we don't expect reward from somebody else. We expect reward only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you accept the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so the reward is coming. But you have to be patient, because the sabr or patience will lead you to the paradise. So we have to be patient, and we have to do our duties, our obligations, because the reward comes from the end. It will not go suda, as the mentioned, it will not go in forgetfulness. Allah will forget about that, and He's a'udhu billah. He does not forget. Everything will come on time. And all our deeds are, there is a record, there is a book, there is a kiram and katibun, so the book is coming on the day of judgment, and all our goods, all our good that we have done 7 years, 100 years, as long as you live, it does not matter. So everything is there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everything records, and then according, of course, not according to our actions, because the Prophet ﷺ told us that no one of us will go into the paradise because of our actions. You think we do a good job? I mean, really, think about yourself. Do you do a good job so Allah will reward you for paradise because of you're a good man or you're a good woman? You think about your actions, then you'll go to hellfire immediately, right? But no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so merciful. He said, because of his mercy, you'll go to the Jannah. Even him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was saying about himself. He's a prophet, no sins was forgiven before and after, in between, basically saved from any mistakes, but still, because of Allah's mercy. So do not rely upon your actions. You do your best, but still we do a lot of shortcomings. If we, is like one of the wisdom says, if you just praise Allah subhanahu only for seeing, you cannot praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as long as you live only to see. That's one of these ni'mah, one of the blessings. What is the other blessings? So we cannot fulfill all this, but we have to appreciate, we have to do our best and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward us and help us. This is the same thing as a Prophet mentioned in another hadith where he's telling us that man tawadda, basically, whoever takes a wudu, and properly, as we mentioned last time, and then he's washing his hands and his face, and masaha ala ra'sihi, is basically wiping on his hair, and his ears, and then qama ila salatin mafruḍa, and then he stands or she stands for the prayer mafruḍa, like a first prayer. غفر الله له. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive to that person on that day, as long as he's walking, as long as he's talking, as long as he's what do you call it, trying to catch something, as long as his ears are listening to something, as long as his basar as can see, and then even the nafs, when you talk to yourself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives because of prayer, So then the companion was asking, have you heard this from Prophet? He said, yes, I heard miraran, so many times. The Prophet is repeating this hadith to us. Like a wise man, they used to say, when there is the last drop from the person's what do you call, the wedge or the face is coming, dropping. So the sins, particular sins, are coming from your face, from the hand, from this, from that. So everything is, rewarded. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us and guide us. Amin ya rabbil alamin. Dakle, u ovome hadisu, poslanik alejhi salatu wasalam kaže od Abu Hurajre, kaže, bilo su dva čovjeka iz jednog plemena koji su primili islam u isto vrijeme. Sa poslanikom alejhi salatu wasalam. Fastashhada ahaduhuma, kaže, pa jedan od njih poginuo. Wa akhara al-akhar, a drugi je malo, ostao je živ. Li akhiri senet, dakle ostao je do druge godine gdje on preselio. Qala Talha, zatim kaže Talha rekao radijallahu anhu, fara'aytu al-muakhira minhuma udkhila al-janna, pa sam vidio ovoga drugoga što je kasnije poginuo u drugoj, bitci, da je ušao u džennet prije onoga prvoga šehida. Fata'ajjabtu, kaže, pa sam se začudio. Začudio sam se tome, fa asbahtu zakartu zalika li nabi. Kaže, pa sam ujutru kad sam osvanuo, otišao sam na poslanika alejhi salatu wasalam, pa sam ga obavijestio o tome. Pa je rekao poslanik alejhi salatu wasalam, zar taj što je kasnije poginuo godinu dana, zar nije postojao još jedan Ramazan? Poslije onoga što je poginuo, dakle ono što je poginuo nije imao priliku da posti. Zatim kaže, klanjao je 6000 rekiata ili više od toga. Dakle, koliko klanja namaza, kada izračunamo, 5 dnevnih namaza sa 365 dana, u tom ulazi Ramazan, dakle svaki dan 10 dana, dakle to izlazi puno više hiljada, rekiata, seždi, ne znam ja svega. Zato je ušao prije njega, prije šehida, zbog namaza, zbog Ramazana, zbog ovih rekiata i tako dalje. Dakle, namaz, odnosno kako poslanik alejhi salatu vesselam govori ovdje, da ima sevap, ima nagrada, ali ta nagrada generalno gleda, dakle čovjek nešto uradi, gleda da dobije nagradu, što je normalno da očekuje čovjek nagradu. Normalno, dakle nije to je nešto urođeno u nama. Ali kad nam poslanik ovdje obećava, onda mora biti strpljiv, jer strpljivost je ta koja vodi do dženeta. Zato se moramo strpiti za ovu nagradu. Molimo Allah da nas uputi, popravi stanje, da budemo bolji i da radimo iskrena djela. Amin. Selam alejkum.